Welcome back to the show. Come talk about sports. Back here for week 2. Today I'm with now not one guest, but 2. Marcus, Pierre, Ricky, Devizio. How do you guys feel today?
Feel good.
Doing pretty good.
So big week in NFL. What are you guys' thoughts? Anything surprise you?
I mean, I don't want to say I'm surprised because I called it a long time ago, but Mac Jones is the best rookie quarterback in this class. It's just that simple. You saw it on Sunday that, what was it? I think all 5 first-round picks played.
Yeah.
And
at least, Lance Fields play a little.
Trevor Lawrence, that was embarrassing to watch.
You saw over 300 yards.
Yeah, that means nothing. It's Houston. Who else was there? Zach Wilson, up and down, nothing too crazy. Mac Jones, Lance.
Miami's a good defense,
Fields
too.
didn't play. Yeah, against a very solid defense. He held his own against them. And had Damian Harris hold on to the ball, they win week 1. So I think he impressed me a lot.
Ricky?
To be fair, though, Zach Wilson is on the Jets. So,
But he has help on the Jets. It's the thing.
One big part of the Jets, though, Corey Davis looked very good.
Yeah, Davis,
97 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ricky, how was your week 1 fantasy football experience?
I somehow won, but everyone did bad except for Ertz. Hurts got me 36. Zeke failed me. Gaskins did okay. Devontae Adams and the Packers, I'm honestly not surprised that they did bad the first game because of all the offseason stuff that went down. Terry McLaurin, I hate to say it, but once Fitzpatrick got hurt,
He did better.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin
it.
did better. The Packers. I didn't have Allen Robinson since he played against the Rams, which was a good decision by me. So I played T. Higgins instead, and he got me more. And then Justin Tucker and the 49ers defense saved me.
That was close for you. Going to Monday night, that was close for you.
I had Justin Tucker, and I was going against the Ravens defense. And thank God the Raiders did as good as they did against the Ravens because that saved my ass.
If you go back to last week, Marcus called me crazy. You know exactly what 2 guys talking about. Juwan Johnson, top 12, but he finished the 5th best tight end.
It's week 1.
In less than 1% of leagues.
It's week 1.
Can I get some credit about that?
But if we're going off week 1, then Brandon Ayuk's the wide receiver 51.
144.
Exactly. It means nothing.
Got to give me some credit. Owned in less than 1% of leagues.
For week 1,
22% of people started him, and I started him in 2 leagues.
For week 1, sure.
And let's go with the other guy. Even though injury happened, I was big on Tyson Williams. I was huge on him.
That means nothing because Gus Edwards got
But
hurt.
I was big on him before that. I said he was talented. I knew he was going to get work at some point, and he finally got the work.
But had Gus Edwards stay healthy,
he still would have been good.
Not this soon, though.
I said that.
Not this soon.
He's still going to be receiving back there.
I think
Gus was never a receiver.
I think if Gus was there, they would have used him in many different ways that we haven't seen before. But I mean,
Tyson,
never know.
He was getting all the hype in the preseason and everything. He's a great receiver.
Yeah.
But I don't know. My 2 deep sleepers both had top 8 performances.
Yeah. On Monday night, I almost had a full heart attack because going into Monday night, I was up by 7 and he had the Ravens defense. And that pick by Derek Carr in overtime, that lost me the game. But he got the ball back and scored, so I won off the touchdown. I had a whole roller coaster Monday night.
Did you hear about what happened on ESPN with George Kittle?
Oh, how he swore?
No.
What did he say?
So he didn't say anything.
I think it was Travis Kelce swore.
It was ESPN's complete fault where they overchanged. They said he fumbled it. Then on Tuesday, they said he did not fumble it, so that he gained 2 points. And that changed a lot of games.
That probably changed a lot of people's leagues.
George Kittle's match got 2 points. They said, nope, wasn't a fumble.
I didn't have him, though, so it don't
Then I
change mine.
went against Kittle, didn't affect my game, but that definitely affected a lot. I saw in one of my leagues that Lamar Jackson fumble at the end. Completely changed the game.
Yeah.
A lot of things happen. Fantasy football always crazy. And Marcus, who's one of the people you lost to last week?
I'm not too sure what you're referring to.
Me. And who are the 2 guys that I started on my tight end and flex?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Juwan Johnson, Tyson Williams, and 3 Dallas Cowboys.
I don't
Dak,
recall that.
Zeke, and CeeDee Lamb.
That never happened.
All guys that you love. My 2 sleepers that you love every year.
But if we're being honest here, there were so many people who disappointed last week.
Who's
Aaron Rodgers disappointed. Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, Justin Herbert. There's the whole list. Brandon Ayuk. A lot of people weren't that good. So me personally, about my team, I'm not worried yet.
How many leagues did you win in?
We don't talk about that. One.
Derrick Henry
Henry busted.
and DK doing bad
Henry
helped me. That's the only reason I
Henry
won.
was a big. Henry and James Robinson was big off game script where who would have thought the Cardinals would be killing the Titans? Nobody saw that. I still don't like the Cardinals' defense anything amazing. The front line, really good, but I don't think they're one of the best. And same with Houston. And I don't know what happened in Jacksonville there, but you're not going to see that. I'm not worried about Robinson, even though Hyde got some touches. Overall, I thought it was pretty crazy. Same Zeke, too. Zeke, even though he didn't look good in fantasy, he was an amazing
pass blocker. It was crazy watching.
If you go back to the game, the way he was blocking, he's one of the best pass blocker running backs in the NFL.
Yeah, but for me, I don't need him to do that. I need him to get yards and get touchdowns. That's what I need him to do.
It's going to happen. Yeah, but this week they play the Chargers, where it's going to be a high-scoring game.
I think for all Zeke owners, they gotta take a chill pill for a second because. Obviously, that game script. You're not going to see Dak throw the ball, 58? I think
Something
it was
like
48 times each game. That's not going to happen. And against one of the top 3 defensive lines in the NFL, he couldn't get anything going.
Zeke was pretty touchdown dependent. Yeah. A lot of people knew.
I'm not worried about him in the slightest bit.
I wouldn't be worried at all.
I'm a little worried.
A big shock to a lot of people. Aaron Rodgers.
Devontae Adams.
Terrible.
First
38-3, the New Orleans Saints with Jameis Winston, Mr. I'll steal you crab legs. I didn't expect that at all.
Not against the Packers, I didn't.
38-3. Jameis Winston had 5 touchdowns through less than 200 yards. But you don't see that often.
If I can say one thing, man, I feel bad for the Detroit Lions on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are going to get worked so bad.
Devontae Adams already posted something on social media. Yeah. A highlight there.
I'm sorry.
Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams will be back.
They're going to kill
They're going to be
up
top.
It's going to be terrible.
Those are 2 guys I do not want to play this week, and I'm not playing this week. They are going to destroy teams.
Yeah.
Every year, Lions can never do it. I said every Lion against the Packers. That's another guy with the Packers. One guy that really good was Jair Alexander. Marquez Callaway couldn't do anything, but there's a lot of people worried about Callaway. I think this is another guy you buy low on.
I was never high on Callaway in the first place. I feel like the preseason overhypes a lot of people.
I was big on Callaway before that preseason game because he was getting, before in the camp, he's getting a lot of hype, showed it. Jair Alexander says
shut him down.
Yeah,
that's all you can say about.
I was
that.
Gonna say he only had 2 targets.
That's the ultimate guy you buy low on. If somebody is stupid and dropped him, you pick him up immediately. I'm not worried about Marquez Callaway.
Yeah,
at all.
But going into week 2, knowing all of our teams, how are you guys feeling? Nervous? Ready?
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous.
Elijah Mitchell is what I'm one of my leagues where I really need running backs. I drafted J.K. Dobbins and Travis Etienne. Both out for the season, and Michael Carter is looking like a terrible pick by me. I have my backs is James Robinson, number 1, and I had Tyson Williams in my 2, and I had no one waiver, even though I won. It's a different way we do the waiver wire, but I was able to get Elijah Mitchell, and I needed that really bad, but I'm starting to love my team, so I have Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and CeeDee Lamb.
Stephon wasn't that good this past weekend, though. Stephon Diggs, he was average. That's true.
Miami, who do they play? Not Miami. Steelers really good. He played Miami this week, and I still don't think they're anything amazing. But if you're gonna give me 8 catches against the Steelers, I'm happy with that.
In PPR, he'll still be.
Yeah, I was happy then. Another season I kind of said is the next few weeks is Kirk Cousins with an easy schedule, and he had over 350 passing yards this upcoming week. And every team he plays against is a great offense, so it's gonna be high scoring. Kirk Cousins still, he's one of my QBs. He balls out.
QB1 or QB2? As your top QB or is there a second QB on your team?
I went my QB plan at work, but I have Trey Lance as my backup. By the time Kirk Cousins' easy schedule is gone, I had Trey Lance ready to go.
Wow. All right.
That's Never hope that works.
Yeah. Another guy kind of worried about that I thought it was at least going to be decent, Sony Michel. 1 carry, 2 yards. I didn't expect that at all. Even though he just got traded there.
So I dropped James Conner this morning for
Patterson.
James Conner? Yeah.
For who?
for Cordarrelle Patterson.
I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you
Well, because you told me to keep Sony.
I told you to.
You told me to keep
for
Sony.
Elijah Mitchell, I would have dropped Connor, but
Yeah,
not
but
Cordell Patterson.
listen,
James Conner's still got a workload, but
He
you're in a
did.
league where if Elijah Mitchell's available, I give Sony at least 1 more week. 1 or 2 more weeks. Same with Michael Carter. Give them about 1 or 2 more weeks, see how they
pick
work
up James
out.
Conner again if
I would pick up James
if
Conner.
Sony doesn't do good. I'll pick him up again.
I don't think
We'll see.
Patterson. You don't need Patterson.
Yeah, how did Mike Davis do? I didn't see it. Was he?
Mike Davis said, nobody really did that good in that offense overall.
Patterson
Which
is 10.
everybody
That's what I would
expected.
need.
Davis had 10. Pitts, even though he didn't have that many points, he got targeted 8 times, looked very promising. I don't know. I think Kyle Pitts is going to start heating up. Has that game experience now. Ridley, Ryan. I still think all of it's defense, but I don't think Mike Davis anything crazy. I don't think Patterson anything crazy. I wouldn't want any of those backs unless you really need a star.
To change gears here a little bit. Odell ruled out for week 2 already.
Yeah,
that's not a good sign at all.
Have you
for
seen
all
that
Odell
rookie receiver though had the best grade?
Who?
Anthony Schwartz.
I didn't see that.
He's fast. He just missed the touchdown by a bad throw by Baker. He got like a 30-yard catch, but if Odell keeps getting ruled out, Anthony Schwartz might take his job. He can play. That boy is fast. He's going to be a good receiver. Maybe not fantasy relevance, but maybe not fantasy this year. In the future, he could be. But if Odell doesn't come back soon, Anthony Schwartz is going to take his spot.
It just sucks for Odell though, because like 5 years ago he was on top of the world.
Yeah.
Number 1 receiver. Everyone knew him. Everyone his hairstyle, the one-handed catches. Now can't stay healthy, which is tough for him. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, a lot too. And then I'll talk about the Philadelphia backfield. Kenneth Gainwell, a guy I kind of liked going into the preseason. He got like 10 touches. With Miles Sanders still did decent.
Yeah.
What do you think about in that whole Miles Sanders case?
I mean, I think it's clear that they're not. I don't understand why, but they're not 100% committed to Miles Sanders just yet. And having a Ryan quarterback like Jalen Hurts, as Kate with some of the touchdowns in the goal line, which is gonna hurt for both of them. But Miles Sanders owners, I'm not one of them, so I'm happy for that. But I'd be a little bit worried about that because he did a little too well for my liking.
Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell. I'm pretty sure he went to Memphis. And Memphis always produces solid backs, like Antonio Gibson I called last year.
And
But,
Daryl Henderson, what happened with that?
Huh?
And Daryl Henderson, where'd that go?
Henderson's starting to do a little better.
Yeah, all right.
I never
Okay.
said Daryl Henderson was he wasn't my sleepers, but he's still a good back. He wasn't. He had him with 15 touches last week.
Which means nothing.
I don't know. Henderson, I think, he kind of surprised me. I thought he was going to be much worse, but I think he could be low end RB2. Between around 18, 19, based off the matchup.
Yeah, it's all based off matchup.
That's how all of it is.
Because that offense is they're gonna throw the ball a whole lot.
One guy I know you have in your fantasy league, I think, might have the best fantasy week for week 2 is Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb is going to feast this week.
I need to win this week, and I have him in 2 leagues. If he gets hurt, you guys will see me cry for the first time ever.
Better not jinx it.
Yeah,
He's not going
I
to.
had a big injury thing. There was one guy I had in every single league because I loved him so much, and that was Jerry Judy. He's out.
I saw
6 weeks with sprained ankle. Looks like.
I heard it was like a nasty injury.
Yeah, I thought
didn't
it was
see
much
though.
worse. When I saw it at first, I thought he was out for the season. But 6 weeks, I'm better than being out for the year.
You know who was terrible? Sean Murphy Bunting on the Bucks. His elbow, it got bent the opposite way. It was terrible to watch that.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky right here. 2 torn ACL, so he knows it's an injury.
He knows
here,
what
yeah.
injuries feel like.
My bones are made of glass. I feel for all those NFL players.
But is
Yeah,
an ACL ligament not a bone?
Yeah, but still.
What do you think about the Quinnipiac Chronicle? Somebody's thinking we'll write something about the increase of torn ACLs in the NFL. Do you think it's something with training?
It's all about. Not really. It's just all about how you get hit, how you land. It could happen to anyone. You could be the strongest person in the world, the most active person in the world.
Have
You take one bad turn, snaps
Have
like
you heard
that.
about what the women's soccer team's doing at school?
No.
They have like a wrist thing. And they tell you if they're working them too much, their heart rate, a ton of things, and they're 5-0 to start the season. So
A lot factors into it.
They changed their whole technology, and I think it's another article that might be written by the Chronicle, but
It's one of the most common injuries, and it's one of the longest ones to get back from.
yeah, it's very, very common to see now. It's increasing, especially. I wonder something wrong with the Baltimore Ravens is they failed because they had a lot.
Yeah,
a
in the
lot.
span of like not even 3 weeks, you gotta.
But Gus and Dobbins was on
And then
an away game, I think, preseason.
Yeah.
Gus was on practice, and Marcus Peters the play before.
the third running
Justice
back.
Hill was
Yeah.
torn Achilles.
Yeah,
Overall,
they just can't catch a break.
a lot of injuries. They waived Trenton Cannon today, the third stringer, and was claimed by the Rams, I think it was. He was claimed somewhere
The
today.
Rams?
I forget who Trenton Cannon was claimed today. It wasn't a big thing, but that means Le'Veon Bell or Devontae Freeman will be called up from the practice squad. Will they make an impact?
Devontae Freeman, I don't think so. But Le'Veon Bell, that's the real question mark.
Crazy to think about. You said that 2-3 years ago.
I think he could make an impact if he got the right playing time and playing situation. He could. Will he actually? I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be like a change of pace back for Tyson Williams. Not the lead guy there.
Latavius too there now too. You gotta remember. I think Latavius is gonna be. Well, you saw at the end of the game, Tyson Williams getting most of the work. Then he missed the block, and Latavius got in for mostly the rest of the game. Where I feel like whoever screws up, you're gonna get benched. That's how it's gonna work in Baltimore.
Yeah, same in New England too. You saw Stevenson had that one fumble, and you didn't hear parts of the game. He was on that sideline. I think a few plays here and there, he got back in the game, but he was non-existent.
Yeah, I might see some J.J. Taylor. He was a healthy scratch.
Yeah, that was a shot. Him and the guy in San Francisco, I forget his name. I don't know.
Trey Sermon?
Yeah, they both healthy scratches. That was shocking.
And Zach Moss.
Yeah.
I have one of my leagues. I had Trey Sermon. No, two of my leagues I had Trey Sermon and Zach Moss. I didn't expect that at all, but maybe it looks like they trust Singletary.
They might.
We'll be back soon doing a quick ad, but we'll be back in about 30 seconds. Stay tuned.
We all play a role in keeping our community safe.
Every day, we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life.
It's when something doesn't seem quite right
that it's time to pay attention.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
All right, and we are back. And some breaking news that I just read was DeMarcus Lawrence, broken foot, out indefinitely. Does that affect the Dallas Cowboys a lot?
A lot. A lot.
Yeah, I heard some bad.
Is
for
there
Dallas
something more
Cowboys.
than a lot? Because your defense is already subpar as it is. Now you lose your arguably best defender on the whole entire defense. Now what's going to happen to you guys?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. The offense is one of the best. Other than Dak last week, but now with DeMarcus Lawrence, maybe out for the year, probably out for the next 2 months.
But now the new problem is with a bad defense, you have to compensate on offense.
It happened last year too. That's just gonna be hard.
Which
Zeke
means
better pop off. That's all I'm saying.
he could, or
it'd be like last week.
Yeah.
CD, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup also out for about a month.
Yeah.
too.
I'll cry.
and
Tell
Dak,
you all, I'll cry.
that shoulder cannot hold up for that long.
Yeah, he won't be able to throw that much. It's not. I'm not even concerned about his injury from last year. It's his shoulder.
Yeah.
Too much workload. He's going to be out. But with Lawrence out, it's gonna be pretty tough. But I don't think we're one of the worst teams in the NFC East. One fun fact about the New York Giants, who
Embarrassing.
embarrassing. You know they haven't had the only team to not have an above 500 record since 2017.
I saw that, and I was shocked, but I wasn't surprised. That makes
They
sense.
haven't won a Week 1 game in over a decade too.
That's crazy. Same with the Browns. It's been a long time for them as well.
It's just straight. It's terrible over there. New York's just. I don't think Daniel Jones is all that.
And we have one New Yorker here not saying anything.
And I'm glad the Giants are doing bad.
Why is that?
I'm a Jets fan.
Since when?
Since after the first semester last year.
Okay, that makes sense.
Whole New York football, nothing good at all, at least right now. But
imagine being a New York fan. Okay, it's depressing in general.
sucks. You see Carmelo Anthony released in a book.
He did?
Yeah, he's just released one, or it should be coming out soon. But
I didn't see that.
Carmelo, he still says he watches. Yeah, he's from Brooklyn, or I want to say he's from Brooklyn. And when he joined the Knicks, there's a video of him like, "I'm coming home."
Oh,
He
okay.
still says he watches that like crazy all the time because he was
Wow.
on part of my take yesterday.
Wow.
Carmelo Anthony. More on to basketball. What do you think about the New York Knicks?
I'm saying that they're going to go farther in the playoffs this year.
Do you see Derrick Rose 2K overall?
What is
It's
it?
an 83.
It has to be higher.
It was too high. What do you think about?
Too high.
You see Russell Westbrook's overall?
No.
85.
Yeah, well, he's been doing kind of bad.
But
So-
80.
Doing kind of bad.
Ben Simmons
Yeah.
also an 84 too.
Well, Ben Simmons is also horrible. So Ben Simmons has no skill. He's 6'10".
Who would you rather
Wow.
have right now? No talent
Strong
wise.
takes.
LaMelo Ball. See, there's no age. LaMelo Ball or Ben Simmons, like just for
LaMelo,
next season.
easily. LaMelo
For this season only, you want LaMelo
for the season. Yeah.
over Ben Simmons.
LaMelo's an 86, Ben Simmons an 84. Bro. I think the hate for Ben Simmons is a little
It's
too
too
much.
much, yeah.
But I also think
He's not good. He can't do anything but drive.
He's
That's
one of the
it.
best defenders in the
and
NBA.
best passers.
I also think it's
So-
just he doesn't fit with Embiid, and it's also he's not getting traded because the asking price is way too high.
Yeah, I don't know what they're
They
thinking.
said they're trying to get 5 players in a deal now, where it's just like Simmons is good, but
He's not that good.
no, he's an
not good.
all-star deservingly, but
And
I
the
don't think he
five-
should make the All-Star
no,
game this year
he's in.
or next
He
season.
might not, honestly.
I hope he doesn't.
Why?
I just really don't like.
Why is
Yeah,
that?
what's wrong with the hate of Ben
He's
Simmons
just-
all of a
he-
sudden?
He just on offense he just doesn't do anything. He's an okay defender.
Yeah, no, he dropped
He's
the
not
game
okay
to over
defender.
40. He's one of maybe the best point guard on defense in the NBA right now.
Right now.
Right now, might be the best.
Yeah, well, all the other ones were way better on offense and actually helped their teams win.
Simmons
That's a
did
fair
help the team
point.
win a
That's
lot.
it. Huh?
In the regular season.
Just Joel
Playoffs,
Embiid. They just don't fit together.
They don't.
That's just how it is.
If Simmons could shoot
I
even
think
a little bit,
If they
then
can get
okay.
a trade with Minnesota, I think Ben Simmons would be amazing in Minnesota. But a lot of guys can shoot there.
The problem that I've always had with Ben Simmons is that, like, I know I'm not an NBA player, so I can't really say anything about it. But if you have one job and year round you only have that one job, you're making millions of dollars to do that one job, and you have a glaring weakness like shooting, it's
that's what
been
you should
what?
focus on.
It's been like 7, 6, 5, something like that years, and he hasn't gotten better at it ever. So in your off time, what are you doing in the gym? Just driving more?
Crazy.
I don't even know if he's
Free
going to
throws?
the gym.
He might not be.
Who
He could be
knows?
playing Fortnite.
He
He
somewhere.
goes there, takes those pictures, and
and
leaves.
leaves.
You
Like,
see what happened in the CBA the other day?
what happened?
You know Zhao Chi?
Who was
Used to
that?
be
Who?
used to be in the Rockets. Big man, 7'3".
Oh yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah. Well, the other day he was one of the best players in the Chinese Basketball Association, and he just said, "I'm not playing anymore." So he left. He went. Now he's playing in New Zealand. He said, "I'm only playing NBA. I'm never coming back to China again." Basically.
wow.
That's what he basically like basketball wise. He's
All
not
right.
playing for China again. But Zhao Chi's one. I thought it was just so crazy how. He's like, I'm going NBA no matter what.
If he got it like that, I like that determination.
But I don't know. You know me, I love my international basketball, and I have a new foreign guy who I think might be helping
Here
on.
we go.
He was drafted in 2020. He's making his debut this year. Leonardo Balmero,
Never heard of him.
playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's drafted 18, 19, around that point.
Where is he? Point guard, shooting guard?
That's the thing. He can play point guard. He can play small forward. He's a point forward, basically.
Well, I mean, you
He
already
fits
have
good on that team.
you have D'Lo at the point guard. You have Ant at the shooting guard. You could slide him into the. small
I don't
forward
think
role.
right away he's gonna make an immediate impact, but
Well, 5 years from now.
if the Philadelphia 76ers want to trade, Leonardo Balmero is going to be one of the top guys in that package. I guarantee you, if Simmons gets traded to Minnesota, Leonardo Balmero will be in that package. No question.
And this is why you are not an NBA Zach. Because
Watch,
I don't
if
know.
Simmons gets traded, Balmero will be going to Philadelphia.
We'll see. But like that's fine, he can go there, but will he have an impact? Is a real question.
More than Simmons does.
Look at what do you say?
More than Simmons
does.
Look at freaking Korkmaz. He made a big impact on that team. But you what do you think about the new? You know, I love my Spain basketball. Juancho Hernan Gomez on the Boston Celtics now.
I think that Brad has done such an unbelievable job this offseason that he gets no credit for it because there are a lot of big moves going on in the Eastern Conference.
Juancho is pretty good.
But he has done so many little things and like tweaked the roster just slightly in different aspects that the Celtics will overachieve this year. I can promise you that.
We'll see.
Like, for example, Carson Edwards, terrible.
Yeah,
Gone. Chris Dunn
was never that good.
never going to play on us. I knew that for a jump. Getting rid of your point guard or guard in general logjam and adding more depth at a position of weakness was a genius move. At the same time, he still has the cap space to go out and sign a big name next summer. So with that, he has trade exception from Evan Fournier deal. He has done such an unbelievable job as an executive. Like, 3-4 months in? It's insane.
You have to wait and see. But I like Juancho. He was a big reason why. Well, he was supposed to play for Spain in the Olympics, but he suffered an injury. Minnesota said, "I'm not letting you play him." But their odds went down so much after that because he was a big impact.
Yeah.
But you also know, fun fact, I think his sister's on Fairfield's volleyball team.
Is she actually? I didn't know that.
Yeah, to broadcast a game, and I was like, wow, Juancho and Willie Hernan Gomez. But overall, international basketball is getting better.
It is.
And you got to keep
It's
an eye
improved a
on
whole
it.
lot since, like, watching the Olympics alone, you can see that the U.S., if they don't
Kevin
get their
Durant
stuff together,
carried.
Yeah, if he wasn't there, you're getting bronze at the absolute most.
I was shocked by all happened if the Nets made the finals. There would have been no Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Would have been completely different. But some guys better, like, even though Giannis is a Saints, but Giannis can't carry Greece. Every time he then plays for Greece, they always do bad still. Not much they can do, but Rick Pitino's also the coach there, and Rick Pitino will also be coming to Quinnipiac because he coaches Iona, who's in the map.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get some talks with Rick Pitino, but
his fall from grace was definitely interesting to observe from
who's the greatest coach of all time?
Where? Football, basketball. College, NBA?
NBA. I think it's easy. I think it's two guys. No,
I mean,
3 guys could be in the argument.
Someone's dying over there. All right, I'd say top 3. Pop, obviously, is in top 3.
Can't forget about Red Auerbach.
Yeah, I'll say Red and Phil Jackson.
Those are the top 3.
Okay.
I don't know coaches like that, so I'm just going to...
All right, to end it all, say top 10 NBA players all time.
Top 10?
Wow.
10?
10. I'll start off first with my 10.
In order or just 10?
I'll start at 10, and you guys can say who you have at 10.
Okay.
Unless you want some time on me to say my top 10.
You can start. That's fine.
All right. On my 10, it's a close between 2 guys. It's between Shaq and Hakeem. I have Hakeem Olajuwon as the 10th best player of all time.
Okay.
You want me to go in order?
Yeah.
10, all right, I'll go. Then number 9, Kobe Bean Bryant.
Okay.
Number 8, got Mr. Fundamental himself, Tim Duncan. Number 7, I got Wilt the Still Chamberlain. Number 6, I got Bill Russell. 5, Larry Bird. 4, Magic. And number 3, I have Kareem. And 2, LeBron. And 1, MJ. And I think the top 4 I have is undisputed.
All right. So I'm going to tweak that question a little bit because I don't think I can answer that off the top of my head. I'm going to give you the top 10 players, 2 from each position. How about that?
All right.
So top 2 point guards. I think number 1 is Steph Curry because he's changed the game in so many ways that you can't even question that.
Over Oscar Robertson?
Yeah.
I got Oscar Robertson over him. Over Isaiah, too?
Yeah. Steph and Magic are the top 2, in my opinion, of all time.
Right now, I still have Oscar Robertson over him.
Steph? So what more can you do for you to change that?
One more could also... If Steph went another ring, I'll probably have him over. But Oscar Robertson, at first average a triple-double. And his team sucked. He carried them a lot. Then he ended up winning a ring with Kareem.
Well, maybe I have recency bias, but from what I've seen from Steph...
He could have by the end of his career, yeah. If he wins another MVP, all right.
Yeah.
Wins another ring, all right. But right now, I still have Oscar over him.
That's fair. All right, shooting guards is easy. Jordan and Kobe. That's not even to be disputed. Small forward, LeBron is number 1 in that category. And would you say Larry Bird's a small forward?
Yeah, I would say Larry's a small forward. Because it was mostly Mikhail at the 4, Paris at the 5.
Okay. Ooh, that's tough. Other small forwards that could go ahead of Larry Bird. I don't know.
There's really
that.
not.
Yeah.
Really any in the argument above Durant. Above Bird.
Yeah, so I'll say Bird is second best small forward of all time. Power forward, Tim Duncan, number 1. Dirk, number 2. My 2 best power forwards of all time.
All right, I'm trying to think of anybody else, but that sounds...
Yeah, I think KG is in there, like top 3, top 4, but not top 2.
Do you think 10 years from now, Giannis can be in that argument?
10 years from now, if he's on the same exact path, wins a few more championships, another MVP here or there.
I think Giannis in his career will be top 10 all time.
I don't know about all that.
I think Giannis will be top 10.
That's a conversation for a different episode.
I think he has potential of being on the same level as Tim Duncan.
And then centers, I'd say,
Kareem has to be 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say Kareem is 1. And then I'd say Shaq is 2. I'd say Shaq over Hakeem.
Russell and Wilt, too.
Yeah, because the way Shaq dominated the game, that, like, he would physically hurt you if you were going to guard
Russell
him.
also dominated, too.
He did, but back in the 60s?
The guys, the heights are still around the same. If you check out the stats and heights, like, there's not a big difference.
But he was just so much more athletically superior than everybody else.
Now you got the argument for Will Chamberlain.
That don't count.
Will Chamberlain is one of the most athletic guys of all time.
Exactly, but back in that time period...
He's still with the stats you can compare.
So bring him right now. Same thing happens?
Well, of course, you need... in any time period, basically, you need them to adjust the game. But if you're Will Chamberlain, after a year, he's going to be the best in the NBA
Because his competition, I don't think it was that great, in my opinion.
Will Chamberlain was one of the fastest big men ever. He was at track. He was a gigantic at track. He could jump high. He was the best volleyball player of all time. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Volleyball Hall of Fame.
2 different things.
But Will Chamberlain, athletic-wise, he's one of the most athletic guys.
But, I mean, the way somebody can physically dominate you, dominate the game in general, for that period of time, I think that is unmatched. Like, the way Steph changed the game in shooting, I think his physicality changed the game as well.
But you think changing the game is a big part?
Yes, in my opinion. That the whole game changed. Imagine that. The whole game of basketball changed because of the way you play it.
It was like
everybody copies you.
Say, like
who?
You don't know Spencer Haywood. Spencer Haywood's the only reason why free agency became a thing.
That don't matter. I'm talking about that's the actual game aspect. Like Steph, obviously.
What do you mean? Will Chamberlain, they legitimately changed rules for Will Chamberlain because he was too dominant.
Exactly. So that's why he wasn't that up there, in my opinion, because he was too good in that time where no one else was that good. So how can you really evaluate him in that point?
Will Chamberlain?
Yeah.
But yet, you ever watch any of Will Chamberlain's highlights? I love watching Will's highlights.
But that's like going to D2 school and saying, "Oh, he's NBA."
They still played like solid guys. Him and Bill Russell would just go back and forth.
They played solid guys. But I'd say the players now, the players back then, are 2 different levels.
Sorry, you just say Shaq. Like what guys are you talking about?
What do you mean?
You're saying competition.
Shaq's competition, I'd say it was pretty solid, better than Wilt's. I know that.
He went against Hakeem and lost to Hakeem in the finals.
Where was that, in Orlando?
Yeah.
I mean, what was it first 2-3 years?
Yeah, it was the beginning, but yeah.
That don't mean nothing.
You ever heard about Hakeem and Shaq's when he won that almost happened?
I didn't see that.
They supposed to have 1v1 after the finals, so Shaq was still mad, but I'm going to say Hakeem canceled it last second.
All right, we got way off track.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, so I'd say Kareem number 1, and I'd say crazy Shaq number 2.
All right, Ricky, who you got?
So,
end it off.
Mine are basically the same as Marcus's.
All right.
The point guard, the top 2, Curry and Magic. I have Curry at 1 just because he's the best 3-point shooter of all time.
Best shooter of all time.
Best shooter, yeah, same thing. And then for shooting guard, MJ and Kobe. Small forward, I have LeBron and KD. Only because KD can do everything.
That is a good point.
KD can do everything.
Larry could do everything too.
But Larry wasn't 7 feet tall.
Yeah. At the height that KD is at,
Larry's still 6'9", only 2 inches smaller than him.
Nah, KD.
You mean 3 inches?
KD is not sleeping.
No, KD's 6'11".
He is not.
With shoes, he's
like 7'1", 7'2". If you ask
With shoes, he's either 7
Dude,
foot.
Larry Bird, he can legitimately do everything.
But at a shorter height.
Legitimately, Larry's unguardable, KD's unguardable. Larry's a better defender.
KD's a better dribbler.
But we can say that KD is the most gifted scorer of all time. You could say that.
Larry dropped over 40 with his left hand.
That
He went to the
means-
game and played in his left
Once
hand.
again, like it's different time periods.
Exactly.
Like you were,
So,
like
He
you
would
were
tell
saying.
them, I'm shooting right over there, and he still score. Many
KD
times.
could,
Against
any
who?
NBA player could do
against
that.
plumbers,
How they
against,
talking
against
the plumbers?
electricians. Who is that?
You say that about any time period now.
like
You
now?
say.
You know, right now, you say that about
Well,
KD?
20 years from now, you'd be saying, oh, LeBron went against plumbers, basically, compared to... It evolves, evolution. The guy's going to get better, bigger.
That's true, but I'm not gonna say I agree with Ricky, but that's a good argument you can make. That KD as a top 2 like small forward of all time, because what can't he do? Defend? We are like he can't defend in Golden State. We saw that. Shoot?
But
Not
so
a
what can you
question.
do better than Larry
Handles?
Bird?
Handles. Easily.
Handles, I'd say.
Much better passer.
Larry?
Yeah, Larry Bird's a much
that's
better
fair.
passer. Scoring-wise, I would say around the same.
I don't.
I feel
know
not.
about
Definitely. KD's more athletic. Easily.
Larry, if he was in this time period, you know he would have been shooting way more threes.
that. Okay.
KD's more athletic though, and if KD
Yeah.
never got
Athleticism,
injured, even
I think, is
more.
one of the most overrated things. Look at
Oh,
right now,
not
look at
really.
Doncic, Dirk Nowitzki, a bunch of these guys. Athleticism isn't that big. Larry Bird was still athletic at times.
But you saw towards the tail end of their career how Dirk did.
Larry was hurt. Dirk
Yeah.
had injuries.
But
Of course, injuries gonna back up.
But the point that I'm making is that athleticism means a whole lot, because LeBron year 18, Dirk year 18. What was the difference? between
yeah,
those two?
and for some the way LeBron plays, athleticism is important.
Exactly.
LeBron has a more physical type of play, but you need athleticism.
So what's your point?
Larry Bird, if you put him now, he's gonna
Do the exact same
Dominate.
thing. Dominate.
He's gonna dominate. You put Larry Bird in the NBA, and his prime, 1986, where
Once it's different time
MVP.
periods, he might not. Who knows?
I think Larry Bird's number 2, no
I
question.
think he's top 2.
Yeah.
Top 3. But I think KD and Larry Bird have a real battle. A
Neck
debate
and
about
neck.
that. Yeah. You could talk about
1v1, I don't count guys off that.
that. I mean, in general, you could have a good debate about
I
that.
think just Larry's just watching some of his stuff. KD is so one of my favorite things about KD is watching his when he was at Rutgers Park. You ever seen that?
Yeah, he shut that whole place down.
It was crazy. But everybody knew he was gonna be a good scorer.
For power forwards, Tim Duncan, and I'm gonna have to go Dirk too.
All right.
I can't think.
Yes.
You think Giannis will be in that conversation in 10 years?
Like you guys said, if he keeps developing his jump shot and then he keeps winning, if he gets another MVP or 2, keeps winning more finals, more chips, and then like I said, keeps developing that jump shot so he can shoot, so they have to stop sagging off easily. Then I think he would move to number 1. He'll just be
No one power forward.
yeah,
I think that could happen.
Yeah,
not
that's
small forward,
possible.
definitely not small forward.
Yeah,
not number
Giannis
1.
is. Shaq said he's a new Superman in the East, but
His hate towards Dwight Howard is so funny to me.
it's deserving though. They had never liked each other.
Yeah.
When Shaq was even playing.
But people don't remember how good Dwight was in his prime. He
good.
was
He's
so
easy,
amazing.
no question, first ballot Hall of Famer. And
Yeah.
legitimately no argument for it.
All right, top centers.
And then it's gonna have to be Kareem, and I'm going with Wilt.
Wilt.
I was gonna go with Wilt before.
Okay, that's fair. I could see that.
Wilt, Shaq, neck and neck. I think Bill is 4.
Yeah, I guess Bill. It's always hard to do those guys. Bill will always be Wilt. Wilt is like the crazy MVP race. I think one time in 60 was like Bill was MVP while Robinson had a triple double, and Wilt averaged over 50 points, and Elgin Baylor averaged like 40 points.
You know who
It's,
we
like,
forget
crazy.
that dominated at that his height, which was insane, is Charles Barkley at the
Yeah,
power
Barkley
forward.
was good.
He was so
He was
good in
insane.
Phoenix that no one
He
realized.
made a
it.
championship, but I also think guy who was super underrated, Clyde Drexler. Clyde
Yeah.
Drexler was dumb. You know, I could go all day about old dude basketball. But we're
we
gonna
got time
end
for all
it.
that.
We're gonna end it right there for today's episode. Talk about sports. Stay tuned. We'll be back next week, same time. Let's go.